Hello and welcome to the return of After Dark from the Loresworn Order. We are with you today playing Vampyr, or Vampyr.
Vampyr!
Accurate. It's an actual accurate translation of the word, which I like.
Yeah.
We just figured we've been looking forward for this game coming out for a long time. It was on my most anticipated games list. I'm pretty sure it was one of your honorable mentions.
Oh, yeah.
And it came out, we're like, God dang, what a great After Dark title.
Yeah.
Also, it's kind of modern-ish fantasy.
Yeah.
Definitely urban fantasy.
Yeah, if you guys are just now joining us, I'm TJ Hafer. DM Schmeier is going to be in the driver's seat for this one.
Oh, yeah.
And in addition to doing YouTube and video game reviews and stuff like that, we are authors who are currently working on urban fantasy as one of our primary genres. So
yeah, kind of like
we've kind of been taking in stories about vampires since the early days.
The earliest days.
Comparing notes.
As long as I can remember, man. Of course, no game about vampires, even one as dark and gritty as this one, is complete.
Yeah.
Without a little red stuff. We
little
choose
vino.
Yeah, we choose the vino as opposed to human viscera.
Yeah.
Just because it clashes.
It's far less likely to end in you being cursed.
Just as hard to get out of carpets, though.
True.
So yeah, we're drinking Ghost Runner.
Ghost Runner, yeah.
Oh yes, a Ghost Runner ungrafted red.
I'm not a huge wine guy, but
it's stellar.
I asked a colleague of mine for a good red wine in the $15-ish price range. And
it's stellar.
This is what he recommended.
And he did a great job.
Yeah.
All right. So without further ado.
So the difficulty in this game is tied to our actions. So I guess the more monstrous we allow ourselves to become, the more powers we get, is sort of how I understand it working.
Well, and here's what we're going to do about that. Yeah. I've seen, in my time, a lot of games like this, people take off. It's like, hey, I'm going to do a Dishonored High Chaos playthrough.
I'm going to turn up the desktop, or the pickup on this real quick. I'll do it after the intro.
Well, that doesn't sound fun.
Perchance her inhabitants' last dance alone to face death and pestilence. Confronted by the eerie and unknown, mortals became desperate for answers. A flock's flight makes for an omen, the falling of a star, a dire presage. Turning to priests for interpretation when there was no reason to be found. When religion failed, men turned to science. I saw them build such vain cities, crafting machines made for endless war.
He means World War I.
Questions flourished as old answers withered. What is darkness but lurking sun? What is war but enslaved stone? What is glass but tortured sand?
Oh, he looks pleasant.
But a call to arms. What is hate but jilted love? What is life but death pending?
Is Death Pending? That's a Hideo Kojima game, right?
Yeah, Death Pending. Also possibly a metal band.
Death.
So, fantastic atmosphere so far.
Yeah. Early 1900s London, it would seem. Or late 1800s, possibly.
Yeah. Yeah, this isn't a happy place here. A very prominent vampire theme.
So it seems we've
already been bitten.
We are an ex-dude.
Yes.
We are a dude who has already been killed at this point in his journey.
Yeah, it's funny. How many vampire games, how many vampire stories start right here? It's very thematically consistent. They don't show a lot of who they were before. They don't show It begins at the awakening.
Yeah.
And that's a very common trope in vampire stories. I can see why they do it that way, though. one of the best writing tips I've ever received from a very, very talented and prominent writing coach who's a lot more successful and intelligent than me is start your story where it begins.
Yeah.
And this is where the story begins on a vampire story.
So.
Atmospheric lighting, a great score, and I am messed the F up.
Yeah. I think dying can kind of do that to you.
Yeah, I mean, all his limbs are probably asleep. Probably got the like white noise feeling in his joints that you get, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To say the least. Oh, I love that. The red is accentuated.
I do too. I like games. I mean, Witcher 3 did this really well, that they highlight things that would be of special interest to your character.
You're a somebody.
Person.
I love that. Look at the circulatory system.
Yeah. Eyes are up here.
Yeah. Well, and she knows. So this person knows us clearly. Something bad's about to happen to her though, because she has no idea.
Yeah, this. I don't think this is gonna go well. Yeah. There we go.
So, to finish my thought earlier, we have not entered this game with a lot of advanced knowledge or about the story, and we don't have a preconceived idea about how we're going to play it. We're just going to try to tell the best story.
Pretty much, yeah.
We're going to go where the narrative leads us. Maybe that's to a good ending, maybe it's to a bad. Beautiful. Beautiful game.
Hold on. Please, hold on.
I do know we're a doctor. I know that about the game.
Yeah, I got that from the trailers.
Wow, so we killed our sister.
Yeah,
it's our first act in the story. Oh, that's
a hell of a way to start.
That's a common horror trope. Well, and the other thing that's interesting, a big departure from like how the incredibly and seminally underrated Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines did it, is we don't know what we are. We have no immediate guide. We have no immediate...
No, there's a very cool, especially in a video game, I think that kind of learning what your abilities are and what your weaknesses are is always a lot of fun.
I just got shot.
Got shot, don't care.
I mean, evidently.
I mean, probably you do care, but vampires tend to care less that they got shot than the average person would.
This is a nightmare.
Yes, it's a nightmare, buddy. Wonder how he got bit. Like, I wonder wonder what happened. I wonder if the story will show us that. I have no idea where I'm going. I'm just running.
Well, you know, it's good level design because they use lighting to show you where to go. So you feel like you're going the right way, even though they very clearly intended for you to go a specific path. No.
Also, unless you were in fairly fine shape, you'd be getting tired by now. Ooh, a knife? Ooh, I got a... Ha!
I can defend myself.
There we go. Being a vampire is cool. Being a vampire with a machete, slightly cooler.
Alright, ow. Alright.
I mean, he did shoot you first.
He did. Sorry, but you left me no choice.
Yeah,
that is actually a factual statement.
I can disregard the Hippocratic Oath if you are literally shooting me in the fucking face.
Yeah, first of all, do no harm. Unless you shoot me in the face. Oh, ow.
Oh, shit.
Okay, alright.
He's got fire or something?
Alright, I'm going to try to be a little careful. Okay, so I can dodge around. There you go.
There we go.
I have a stamina meter. I can dodge around. I do like how in, stereotypic vampire fashion, I am regenerating. Although that seems to not be a perfect...
Yeah, I think you have, like, temporary health and permanent health. It's kind of what it looks like.
All right. I mean, clearly some supernatural stuff going on, because in real life you don't take on 3 people like that while getting peppered by bullets.
I mean you no harm. I need help. Die, you fucking leech.
Oh, he's out of ammo.
Okay. So they seem to know what we are.
I can't make any sense of this. Shut up, beast! Who are you? What is this all about? What in God's name? Do the rest of the job.
Yep. So we have the traditional vampire strengths and weaknesses. That's also good to know.
I'd say the sun is the iconic vampire weakness.
And it has to be. Can we
Yeah.
talk about how books Twilight that remove the sun as a weakness completely remove?
Well,
They turn vampirism into superhero, man.
Yeah, that's the thing that we've discussed a lot. Is
Crap.
oh shit, he has a flaming crossbow. That is potentially more dangerous than
Ow.
a bullet if we're going by World of Darkness
Yep.
rules.
And we are, because that hurt a lot.
So fire lowers your permanent health. Everything else regenerates. So it's kind of like the werewolf World of Darkness rules.
Aggravated damage
Yeah.
versus lethal. Yeah. Makes sense.
But yeah, we've discussed this a lot in the past. How that's really what makes a vampire story a vampire story. Is there have to be significant drawbacks. There has to be a forced change of lifestyle for the character to truly, be a great vampire story.
Otherwise, a vampire is a superhero. They're
Right.
objectively superior to humans in every way.
Yeah.
I mean, super strength,
Yeah.
regeneration, nigh on immortality. Like, you've got to give them weaknesses.
Mary!
Something's happening that's significant.
I'm sorry. Whoever did this to us,
I mean,
I will find them.
we kind of did it.
Yeah, I think he's more talking
Yeah.
about whoever did this to me.
Yeah.
Which is also a very prominent shillings. I have money now.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see.
I can almost feel the sun's rays like a physical weight pressing against the wood.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So the other thing I think is prominent in good vampire fiction is who is one of the critical villains in any good vampire story. Well, in a lot of them, the Sire is.
Yeah.
Because guess what, y'all? This is a curse.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The Mark of Cain, man. It's a curse. AKA, whoever did this to me, gonna get got.
This one's dressed up fancy. Let's run through his pockets.
Picking the dead's pockets? Are you serious?
I've still a rent to pay. He's got no more responsibilities.
It's difficult to argue with that logic.
Also, we don't know what the rules specifically are in this universe, but I have a feeling that we might have inadvertently turned Mary into a vampire as well.
You know what? That's a good call.
It's possible, at least.
So he is able to have some kind of psychometric connection to objects.
Yeah,
it seems like.
which is interesting because one of the prominent clans in our urban fantasy universe has psychometry as a gift.
They do. It comes into a lot of that gift comes into particular prominence when we're telling mystery stories with this character.
It's a great tool for like a detective story.
I'm having a lot of fun writing that.
Mm-hmm.
Something's happening. He's remembering getting turned, I think.
Who goes there? Who's there? Are you referring to me?
So, I think you might be right about his sister. It looks like he doesn't have to be fed vampiric blood to turn.
It's just a matter of whether it's an act of will which it is in some vampire stories, or if it's something that can happen by accident.
I mean,
let's pause for just a second. I'm going to turn up the pickup on the game volume because I have a suspicion people are going to have a hard time hearing it otherwise.
Sounds good. Do it.
All right. Nope.
Did it work?
There we go. You guys should be able to hear the game a little better now.
Sorry about that, folks, if that caused problems. We are now back. I'm loving the atmosphere here. This game is positively dripping with it. It's a huge strength so far.
It looks very good.
Something happened in this place, man.
Yeah.
Some dead folks, and they don't look like they went quietly.
One of the most interesting things so far is it seems like they're groups, these groups of moral hunters of some kind that know vampires are a thing, and are calling you a damned leech or whatever.
I'm glad to have one of these, as when not fighting the supernatural, a firearm is the best weapon you can have.
And now, there's time. I can save him.
What Blake Turner would call a save the cat moment here. We get to see that he's a good guy.
Done.
Maybe a war hero.
Really,
and now what? We fight. Killing is a hell of a lot easier than healing.
Yeah, it's a lot more interesting to have someone who's ostensibly a good person turned into a vampire because they have
It never got easy.
further to potentially fall.
Yes. And we learned a lot about him there. A medic, so maybe not like strictly a doctor, maybe just a medic.
Yeah.
But also a guy who had no qualms about being a soldier, taking some life.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was...
Bloody diary. So, someone's getting sick, someone named Becky. Mass graves, Becky's getting sicker.
Feel free to pause this and read through the entire thing yourself.
This is basically a chart down...
So I think Becky's the woman in the downstairs.
Yes, it looks like she turned.
Yeah,
like that sounds like Becky got turned into a
vampire.
But
that almost sounds more like she was like more of a ghoul.
Yeah,
I'm wondering if there's multiple types of vampirism or if it's progressive illness, maybe.
Which is attractive to us. We like vampirism that. Here's the thing: I like vampirism that either cleaves very tightly to the archetype, like this clearly is.
Yeah.
Or stuff that takes complete left turns.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because you kind of have. There's 3 phases. You could argue 4 that lead up to the modern vampire myth. There's the original Slavic mythology that Bram Stoker kind of based his.
Oh, this is getting real.
His works on. It's not going to work.
Yep, but choosing the heart instead of the head is also a character moment.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I'll shoot. I'll give it a shot because it's not going to work.
Yeah. It'd be funny if it just was like roll credits. Well, you shot yourself. The Captain America post-credits scene where he pulls up the chair in the high school. So you shot yourself.
Yeah. Oh man.
Well,
that was a
vampyr, so doesn't necessarily mean that that's the end of the.
That was a powerful beginning.
Yeah.
I got to give them a lot of credit for that. I'm invested.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's the original Slavic mythology, which is quite a bit different from what most of us in the modern world would think of. Then you have Bram Stoker. Bram Stoker's Dracula, who kind of brings vampires into the 19th century English-speaking literary world and kind of puts his own...
in a way that defined it,
own
really,
spins
to come.
on it. And then you have Hollywood with, like, the Universal monster movies, Bela Lugosi. You know, that further defined our modern idea of vampires. And then really the 4th one is Vampire the Masquerade in the 90s. Like, they really brought it to... You know, very close to what we think of as today. They kind of did that final step of honing in. So, yeah.
I mean, and I will say without reservation that the Masquerade vampire, the Requiem vampire, might be my favorite take on it.
Oh yeah.
All right.
The World of Darkness vampire will always be the iconic vampire to me. It's not Stoker's Dracula. It's not Bela Lugosi's Dracula. It's always the World of Darkness.
So I'm evolving here, growing my vampire skills. This is autophagy, eating ourselves. Uses the power of our blood to heal normal and aggravated damage, increasing his flesh, nerve, and bone regeneration.
So just, trading mana for health, if we were talking in a strict D&D sense.
Basically, yeah. Boom. Okay.
All right.
So I have a healing power. Now, they're giving us a starter toolkit here. I like this as a way to begin. And it looks like I have a choice from aggressive skills. So I can go with claws. Natural predators. We get the claws. Sort of I get the 30 days a night feel from that. Those vampires.
Very, very much the kind of characters I tend to build.
What I like about this is we
RPGs,
wouldn't be dependent on simply having weapons like this.
Right.
This turns us into sort of a natural hand-to-hand combat machine. This looks like a spell. A blood spear, but it is a ranged attack.
Wield your blood and throw it like a spear. So this costs blood points, but it's longer range.
And this is an evasive power. It looks like. No!
It's like an AOE explosion thing. Okay.
You know what? I think I'm gonna go with claws.
Yeah. That's what the direction I would go to start with.
I like being viable in combat anywhere, so I can do that now. Now confirm to save our choices.
So
all right.
We can heal. We can slice fools up
with our nails. And now he's seeing. I think he's getting the impression of the fact that he's immortal because that's a lot of blood.
Yeah.
You wouldn't, even if your heart survived a gunshot to it, you don't survive.
If I'm not mad, then it must belong to the one who made me what I am.
Yes.
I must find him to understand what I have become.
Yes, you must.
Fair enough.
Yes, you must. That's a great idea. Oh, okay. Well, so one of the first things I'm going to try to do here is figure out a way into my menu.
There we go.
Here we go. I want to... Okay, so main hand, offhand. I have my gun. I have my abilities. All right, just getting an understanding for what's happening. All right. Because there's definitely someone trying to get in here.
Yeah, we should probably leave before they get through there.
I need to leave now.
Yep, good call, Jonathan.
Those people want you dead. Little they know, that's already done. You are already quite dead.
Okay.
Well, that's cool.
My head's spinning.
Because you're
So
hungry,
they
brother.
seem to know that you're a vampire, but not that shooting you isn't going to do a lot of good.
Okay, used steak, huh? I want
Shelter key. Nice.
Yep, alright, offhand weapons. So I have a stake now, so I can fight vampires, I would imagine, if they're traditional.
I think it also said you can use it to stun
I'm still in Southwark.
humanoid enemies.
I must reach the West End.
Alright.
Go back home.
Stun. Press... Alright, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, ow, ow. Okay, so he's shooting at me. That's going very not well. Alright, alright. Oh, ho, ho, ho. And then I can bite a stunned enemy.
There we go.
Oh.
Doesn't do a lot of damage yet.
Oh!
The strength I never knew I had.
Because you didn't.
Yeah.
Rather. Alright, how do I'm going to equip my gun, I think, on that. I think the idea of having a gun here is... Oh, and then I can...
Oh, there's no ammo in it, though.
Oh, I can do this, though. That's why I couldn't swap between them.
Oh, I see.
There we go. Alright.
This one stinks already.
Alright, this is going poorly.
I think you have a healing spell, too. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't have any blood points. Alright, so this is going poorly. Yeah, alright,
No.
I need to get better at combat here. Alright, round 2.
We are drinking wine, and we have never played this game before.
That's part of what you
Welcome
come
to
here for.
Loresworn After Dark.
The authenticity.
Yep.
Alright, district status stable, huh?
So, possibly hinting that there's going to be something similar to Dishonored's high and low chaos system.
So the whole goal here is I've got to eat as many people as possible. I'm just going to fill up my blood on this dude.
Just go ahead and top off on that good hemoglobin.
Yep, and the other thing I want to do is take down the guys with guns first.
That is wise.
Alright, so the fire here, problematic.
Suddenly every fiber of my being is afire.
There we go.
Alright, I'm figuring out how this is supposed to work now.
I feel like a
All right.
child learning the limits of my body.
He does feel
Nice.
like a child. Okay, so this guy looks like he's got a... Okay, this guy has some muscle. But
If he's got some muscle, that means he's probably also got some good blood for circulating oxygen to those muscles. There we go.
yes, son.
My reflexes. I'm not human anymore.
No, you're not.
I do think it's a little odd that they're making you figure this shit out on your own instead of having some kind of a mentor to explain it.
Yeah, but you know,
Like open conjecture.
he's a man of science. He's
True.
a doctor,
He
so
is a
it's
doctor,
not.
so that kind of makes sense.
It's not that he's. Well, it's not that he's not credible, at
Yeah.
least. But I'm with you. It is, I will say, a little narratively awkward.
Yeah.
Oh, join the
Okay,
ranks.
so this must be around the time of World War
My
One.
poor sister.
Yes.
If only I had controlled my need for blood. Mary, someone will pay for what happened to you. For what happened to us.
Not
Very
taking
interesting
responsibility.
to run a vampire campaign in World
It's
War
locked,
One.
all right.
You know
Dude,
what?
when Masquerade 5th Edition comes out, we should run a World War One.
That would be a lot
Vampire
of
game.
fun, dude.
Just
Ooh.
like the elders having to deal with the fact that the old order is about to come down around their
I
ears.
can now control.
That's
The
a
sound of shell fire.
That is a great idea.
Yeah.
Also, when you think about it,
Yeah.
human weaponry has, for the first time ever in human history, advanced
Oh, yeah.
to the point where it can actually keep up with the
Oh, yeah.
supernatural.
Yeah, if you're Dracula living in a castle in Wallachia and someone pulls up,
With a howitzer.
you know, with a
Yeah, von Ludendorff
yeah,
knocks
like,
on it with the
they'll
bear.
flatten your shit. There won't be anything left of you to regenerate.
Okay, so I can eat rats.
Okay.
I can eat rats for...
This is despicable. That shows that he's a true Victorian Englishman.
What will London
If
have to say
he's
to me?
murdered like several people, but eating rats, that's despicable.
Questions